Hey everyone, today I'll be showing you how I made one of my first tracks, which is called Late Night Thoughts. I released it in December 2018, and I'll be focusing on the structure of the song because someone explicitly asked me to focus on the structure, so I'll be doing that. So I'll just get into it. The song starts with a simple melody and chords. Yeah. The chords are layers of massive nexus out of the top of my head. So yeah, I also added some nexus layers. Oh wait, in the song, basically I let me. Oh shit. Yeah, I think it's this. I basically. Oh wait, that's not it. This is it. I basically filtered um, the pads in a song. So you basically hear it coming in slowly. Um, so yeah, the melody is basically uh, it's super simple. Oh wait, I have to. I'll solo it. And there's also a melody that's also kind of coming in slowly during the song, and it sounds like this. It's a piano. Oh, it's also layered with a free guitar plugin. It's actually pretty shit, but it does its job, I guess, for me now until I can play the guitar. So it starts with with the chords and with the melodies. Oh, and I also have I so there's the sample pack I also mentioned in other breakdown videos. Um, and I use this. It's I don't know what it actually is, but yeah, it's I guess it's nice for the texture of the song, and I also use a final correct. Um, so it's super simple actually. The first 8 bars is basically just the melody and the chords. Then I add this. It's basically a shake. Wait, a clap and a shaker. I think kind of a shaker. Reverse clap. I mean, and then during the half of the first 16 bars, I add claps to kind of build it up. Oh, and I also add a bass, and the drop melody is also coming in really slowly, so I don't know, it's filtered onto the drop, and I also increase the reverb of the claps over time of these claps of the and then uh, it builds up, and then we come to the drop. The drop is also super simple. I think it's one of the most simple tracks I have made so far. Simplest, I don't know. Um, Yeah, it's the same melody as in the as I said in the that's filtering in. And the drop basically consists of this kind of spacey guitar melody I used in a lot of stuff. It also consists of the piano sound I described earlier in this video. And what's this? Oh, this is also yeah the shitty guitar plugin I use. I talked about. I said shitty. It's not really shitty. It doesn't sound really like a real guitar. The drums, yeah, it's super simple actually. Just I basically have, I think I layered kicks. Yeah, I use 3 kicks. I use the reverse clap right before the snare, and yeah, I use 2 snares. Um, I use the same chords basically as in the intro, but in the intro I use these chords as well in the beginning, and then I use these chords. But in the drop I only use these chords. Um, and I also use these chords. Oh. I'll get into how I made some of the sounds a bit later. In the second part of the drop, the sounds are basically the melody is basically placed 1 octave higher. So I also add some more percussions. And oh yeah, I also forgot to add that I use a bass, also massive, like almost any synth I make. It sounds like shit actually when you solo it. But yeah, it kind of worked in a mix. And what I did with my pads was I like to manipulate the pitch over time. So how can I do this? So I'll show you how that sounds with and without the pitch. Mm-mm. So actually it sounds pretty detuned. I'm gonna turn off all the things now so you can better hear the difference. Um, so yeah, I do this a lot in my songs, automating the pitch of the chords, the bass, sometimes even the melody as well. So after the drop, oh, what I also do, I didn't do much of a build up except for the claps and 2 different risers. Oh. And I used a down filter impact-ish sound. So this is the white noise, and this is also kind of the white noise, but it adds an extra tension, I guess. and then so then we get to the break. What I in my breaks do, my breaks aren't perfect, but I always use a down filter. Now that I think more about it, I could have maybe added a filter at the end of the drop to basically, yeah, build up that the drop is over. But yeah, it's basically the same as the intro. Except for the fact that the vocal cords I was talking about in the beginning that basically were filtered in at the beginning of the song are not filtered in anymore because they are, well, they are just as how they should sound. I'm not sure how to explain it, but yeah. Um, then at the second half of the oh wait. So I have this drum pattern in which I filter in a snare. For the second part of the second verse, basically, yeah, I use the same melody as in a drop, but I have added an effect. I'm gonna look if I can find it. I think it was kind of a flanger effect. Yes, the flanger. Yes. So I automated it so I trigger the flanger at the time I want it to be. So from this point until this point, you hear the flanger effect. I'm gonna. So yeah, it was. I thought it was cool, and also the bass comes in and the claps coming to build up to the drop, and the claps with the reverse clap. And then we come to the second drop. So instead of starting a drum pattern at the beginning of the drop, I thought it would be cool to kind of, yeah, have this. What I did was basically add the melody and the chords, but I automated the volume so it would go up and down, and then I added a small piece of silence for the drops to make a bigger impact. And also I added yeah, kind of super soul-ish sounds. I made them with Massive. What a surprise! Oh wait. I'm gonna solo this. I don't know. It kind of sounded emotional to me. Um, So, I think the synths are actually mixed pretty shit. But, yeah. And, oh, I didn't add the melody that I used in the first drop, in the first part of the second drop. But it comes in at the second part of the drop, an octave higher, just like I did in the first drop. And then the outro, it's also super simple. Oh wait, I actually added another melody to the outro. It's kind of a arpeggio, I would say. So yeah. I'll show you how I made some of my sounds. For example, this pad. I once watched a tutorial on how to make ambient pads, and I basically used that preset. I kind of edited the preset beforehand when I was making that because I thought some things were not cool in that tutorial. But yeah, it's a pulse saw wave with a I have no idea what kind of wave this is. It's a classic wave, and oh yeah, I think yeah. So the attack is a bit yeah. How we say that? Longer. And the release is pretty high. I also added white noise. I did something with the macro. I didn't do anything with. Oh, I add it's two voices. And yes, I don't know. Actually, yeah, I don't know what I did with this envelope. But yeah, this is how the pads were made. You can copy the presets if you would like. And I added a layer of an octave higher, I believe. Yeah, of the same preset. Well, I always say vocal pads. I always made these with certain presets. I forgot to turn the uh, one quick tip: always turn stuff like this on your plugins off because it kind of makes some presets muddy, I think. But yeah, this is I like this because you can make such emotional songs with this, and I added the voicey bed for. What did I do to automate this? I mean, mix it. Oh, I always cut off the low frequencies. I didn't do much really. And in the other, probably the same. Yeah, I kind of cut off some of the mids because I think it probably was too loud in the mid part of the track, in the mid frequencies. Um, so yeah, the the drop has the same pads, except oh, I added the massive pads. Yeah, these are just super simple, super sols. Not sols, I mean super sols with a hard sync uh, oscillator added to it. I think this is probably the same, but then one octave higher. Oh, and a little bit more detuned. Wait, I'm gonna look how it sounds solo. But I kept the volume of these really low in the first drop, so you actually didn't hear a lot, but you had some highs added to the chords. I think that's why I did it. Yeah, the bass. It's probably a sine wave distorted really loudly, hard. I mean, or whatever. Yeah, it's super simple. Yeah, I added two layers of a sine wave, so one is one octave lower than the other. Yeah, so this is Fruity Wave Shaper. It's an easy plugin to compress or distort certain sounds. I EQ'd the highs of the track. I boosted a bit of the low. But please don't copy my. Well, you can copy it, but my mixing is not really good yet. So yeah, you can copy it, of course. I mean, I don't care, but it's not that I'm the master of mixing. So please know that. Um, what else can I explain? Yeah, this since I use in the second drop, I use 4 layers. Um, yeah, I was super lazy, so I routed each one of them in one uh, mixer insert. So that's actually you don't do that. It's super bad. It's two super saws. I always say super saws. Two saw waves, a little bit of detuning. I basically stereoed the same first layer, two voices. Second one probably the same, but then yeah, it's the same, but then one octave higher. The third one is yeah, it's a little bit different. Um, yeah, and the fourth one. Oh, I once made this preset actually as a lead for a melody, but I use it in here as a chord. Yeah, for chords. Um, yeah. Oh, here I do the noise build-up for the end of the drop. Yeah, I do it here. There's also a tip I can give you if you want to uh, basically, how do you say that, transition from one part to another. You can always add white noise build-ups and down filters to, yeah, I don't know, it kind of makes it more natural, so it sounds like it had to be transitioned into another part. If you have any questions about this track, please let me know. Also, maybe you can let me know in the comments which song I should do next. And I hope you learned something, and I hope you all have a wonderful day.